Remember to get your Splash Culture discount. Link in the description. Anyways, for today's video, it's gonna be something different. I'm gonna try to rush this video because the playoffs started yesterday. So you know what that means. I'm doing a playoff bracket prediction. And I want to do this because every year I see other YouTubers, like YouTubers in the 2K community, NBA sports casting YouTubers, stuff like that. They make their NBA finals decisions, NBA final decision prediction, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so for the next few videos, you're gonna start seeing this. I don't do scripts for my videos. I know there's like apps, websites where you could type out a full script about what you're gonna say in your video. Even if it's not dialogue or words that you're saying in the video, you script how you want to plan each video. And me personally, I never have the time for that. So instead of typing out scripts on a computer and putting it in my YouTube algorithm or my YouTube subtitles, I forgot what it's called, subtext. You know how you edit your videos. I mean, well, not edit your videos, but you know how you upload your videos before it's completely published. There's different sections. You know what I'm talking about. If you know what I'm talking about, comment. I might be getting the words wrong, but there's a way for you to be found in the algorithm if you write a script for your videos and use certain keywords. So enough of that. Basically, instead of writing the scripts, I'm gonna write notes of what I'm gonna say. People write scripts like what they want to say word for word, but they end up paraphrasing it. I've learned some of that from public speaking class. You don't want to memorize your words that you want to say word for word, because then it's gonna sound or seem, you know, scripted. It's gonna be too obvious. You want to paraphrase what you're typing, just so you can have an idea of what you're saying. But forget that. Yeah, it's a little bit different the way I'm doing my predictions. I wrote notes, of course, like I said. I also cheated a little bit. You could call it cheating if you want, but I'm doing this so I can get an accurate prediction because I didn't have the time to watch other people's predictions, because people were doing predictions. People do these predictions early, and now saying that game 1 has started and it's probably gonna be game 2 for the teams by the time I release this video. I just want to do it early enough so where we can have some time to see how the rest of the playoffs turn out. But yeah, they had people predict their videos as soon as the play-in tournament started. I watched all 4 of the play-in games. I was kind of impressed. I was really impressed. The underdog teams are winning as far as play-in, or I might be wrong because I don't remember the ranks of the teams in the play-in tournament. The play-in teams did what they had to do, and now they're gonna make it to the playoffs and they're gonna start having a series. What I meant by cheating, I cheated as far as my predictions. I went to each team individually, saw how many wins they had against that team in the regular season, and I made my prediction from there. So that's what I mean. And if this prediction is not accurate or not the exact way that I predicted it, alright, then I'm probably not gonna do another prediction video. Or if it is accurate, or if it's close enough, or it is the exact way I predicted it, then yeah, I want you to let me know if you want me to do another prediction video or another NBA video. When it comes to the finals, if y'all want me to predict that or say what I think that they should do in order to win, I know NBA 2K YouTuber, what's his name, Chris Move, that was one of the first 2K YouTubers that I found when I first started watching NBA YouTube videos. He did a video last year predicting the Bucks and Suns playoffs, like the NBA finals, but that was an easy prediction. He wasn't biased to a certain team, but he was right about what the Bucks had to do to win. And for the past 3 years, different teams made it to the NBA finals. It's not like the same teams made it to the NBA finals or the same team won for the NBA finals for the last 3 years, is what I'm trying to say. It's not like the same team won the NBA Finals or made it to the NBA Finals for the past 3 years, which I think is progress because the Golden State was being dangerous. They started winning consistently each year or making it to the finals each year. I think the NBA Finals is going to be different. Some people think it's going to be the same as last year, but I think based on the predictions I made, I already know what my predictions are. I already know who I think going to win, or who I kind of think is going to win, because I'm kind of skeptical on my choices myself. But I think it's going to be 2 new teams. I don't think it's going to be the same teams as last year, the year before. Like I said, I think it's going to be 2 fresh new teams. And if you agree, let me know in the comments. I hope this clip wasn't too long. I'm going to get into my predictions. I don't know if it's a game, a prediction playoff game, playoff prediction game, or I don't know if it's like you just pick the teams and print it out if you want. But with that being said, see you in the next clip. Okay, I hope you can see my screen, and I hope you can hear me. So, if I haven't said this before, my mom and my brother, they are off for Easter break. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to get through this with no noise. I'll have some music in the background just in case, so I don't want y'all to hear the background noise and everything. I wrote my notes on my phone because I wrote them while I was watching the play-in game, one of the play-in games. So I didn't have time to write them in a journal or on paper. But anyways, that's enough of that. I don't know if y'all heard this already, or if I said it. If I said it once, I said it again. So let's just get it started. So I'm gonna start with the Eastern Conference, then I'm gonna go back and forth between the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. So Miami Heat, I haven't seen them play enough this season. They made it far in previous playoffs, made it to the finals against Lakers in the bubble season. Markieff Morris can shoot free throws. Jimmy Butler can run fast breaks. Kyle Lowry can shoot threes. Oladipo is a forward, but he's known for shooting. If y'all seen him play with the Pacers or whatever, his previous teams, Tucker, Hero, and Smart are other talked about names, but I'm not sure if I know how they play. Atlanta Hawks, Trae Young is usually a great shooter from long range towards the end of the game or in the fourth quarter. Collins and Capella are names frequently talked about during games, while the rest of the team blends in with the pace that all 3 of them play, But Trae Young, like I said, he could shoot from deep towards the end of the game, but sometimes he's rusty in the beginning. So for this one, I'm not doing this because Atlanta is an 8th seed. They have potential, but I'm gonna go with Miami Heat in Game 7. Yeah, let's do Game 7. The reason why I do that is because the reason why I choose this team over Hawks is because Trae Young always comes back, late in games. So let's go to the Western Conference now. The Suns, they're a very competitive basketball team, great offense pushing team, maybe even better than the Warriors. I wouldn't hate to say it because I hated the Warriors since I saw how dangerous they became. Devin Booker and Chris Paul are like Kawhi and Kyle Lowry. DeAndre Ayton is like their Draymond Green. Elfrid Payton isn't needed for this team in my opinion, but it would be good to see him win a ring with this team. Everyone else blends in like a similar way to the Warriors blend-in players. So yeah, that's how I feel about the Suns. I feel like Elfrid Payton is probably the Jrue Holiday of that team. Pelicans, this is my home team, so I'm most familiar with this team on the Western Conference and in the NBA in general, sort of, CJ McCollum was a great 3-point shooter behind Damian Lillard on the Trailblazers, as well as Nance, even though he's not a shooter for the Pelicans. Yeah, Nance, I think he's a forward. Ingram is great at holding the ball, whether if it's scoring, keeping the ball to win the game at the end, or to make that assist.
A lot of the rookies from the Zion draft improved drastically on this team. Willie Green's coaching in the play-in game against the Clippers was very last moment, or literally a minute, but it helped. The channel showed him talking to the team, and he was basically raising his voice at the end, telling them to fight. So if Zion comes back for the Pelicans, or Suns have injured players, I could definitely see the Pelicans having an advantage. But to be honest, I would choose the Suns over the Pelicans, just because the Pelicans need more improvement and work to do. So I think the Suns, they could make it really deep, really far. I mean, they could really make it really far in the playoffs, up into the Western Conference Championship. I have to go with Suns, but the Pelicans, and I think this is gonna end in like, I don't know, because it's possible that the game could end in 4, 5, or maybe 6, but I feel like someone might lose in 3, whether Zion comes back or not. But I don't know. Let's go with Suns. No, let's go with Pelicans. They win in 4. No, they win in 7. Okay. Yeah, 76ers. I enjoyed watching the 76ers in the beginning of the season when Seth Curry was on the team. Seth Curry's 76ers team versus his brother's Warrior team was always a matchup I enjoyed from the beginning to mid-season. I haven't seen a team play with Harden yet. I thought that Simmons was the only one traded. This was a bad trade in my opinion. Danny Green and James Harden are the personal favorites as far as shooters in my opinion. DeAndre Jordan has really improved over the years on the Clippers. Yeah, from his years on the Clippers. Tyrese Maxey, I might have seen him play with this team. He confuses me with Gilgeous Alexander, I think his name is, sometimes, but I think he's an okay shooter. Paul Millsap had a good run with the Hawks, but Thibault and Tobias Harris are other well-known names on this team. This is a very small team in my opinion. I'm not sure how they will be. So the Raptors, I was a fan favorite of this team, beating Steph Curry in the finals when they had Kawhi Leonard. I definitely see one of these teams having 3 wins. Pascal Siakam and Van Vliet are still on the team, as well as so many new faces. I've seen Scotty Barnes play with this team just a little bit. It would be interesting to see how this matchup would turn out. So for 76ers and Raptors, I'm going to go with Raptors. They win in 6 because Harden mess up some plays, even though he can shoot. Mavericks, Luka Doncic has been the only hype I've been hearing around the team. I might have seen one or more games, and Doncic wasn't playing in one of them. With Doncic shooting from Trae Young and DL range, he's made himself a star for this team. There are some familiar names on this team like Reggie Bullock and Tim Hardaway Jr. They improved substantially during the season. It's dangerous because if Luka Doncic puts his all in the playoffs, they can make it far. But if he plays too hard and gets injured again, then it might be it for this season, for this team. The Jazz, I've seen one of their games. Jazz has very great defense. I'm not sure about their offense too much. Donovan Mitchell can really attack the paint, even though he's a guard as well as Gobert. Conley always has been known for losing his defenders and shooting behind the perimeter. I'm not too impressed with everyone else, but this is a small team. So, the Mavericks been very impressive. It's hard to choose which team I think will win in this series, but I know I know that it'll end in like Game 6. So, Mavericks, Game 6. Milwaukee Bucks. I was a fan favorite of this team as well against the Suns. They are the defending champions since they won against the Suns last year. The team's roster is not that different from the championship team. If the Bucks make it this far and wins the NBA Finals again, then I think the Bucks will be another team dynasty. Chicago Bulls. Zach LaVine is almost like a Paul George 2.0. Known for his dunks, competing in the dunk contest, and is tall with great three-point power. DeMar DeRozan is trying to find the right team for him so he can win his first ring. Alex Caruso, Tristan Thompson, and DeMar DeRozan are great on the defensive side and can attack the paint. Alex might also be a shooter as well. Lonzo wasn't the best on our team with the Pelicans, but I don't know how much he's improved. He's known for his strange shooting form. Kobe White was in the same draft as Zion Williamson and Ja Morant. I haven't really heard the hype from him. I might have barely saw a Bulls game this year, but I'm curious to see how the players on the team carry themselves to nice seed in the playoffs after a good run in this season. So for this one, I'm going to go with Bucks in Game 4. Boston Celtics. No, we're going to go back to the West. Can't forget that. Golden State is known for what they're known. Let's not even talk about them. Denver Nuggets. I think I saw Denver play this season, but it's just that I probably haven't seen Bol play before he left the team. Austin Rivers is trying to make a statement for himself. Whether if he's good or not, I think it's a good thing people aren't paying him any mind. DeMarcus Cousins is always team hopping. He was a great shooter for the last few teams he played with. Who knows if he'll stay this way. Aaron Gordon is just like another Derek Fisher that wants to be like Allen Iverson, that's trying to dunk like Vince Carter, except that he's just mixed. Nikola Jokic is just another European that can attack the paint. So I got this game in Game 5. Nuggets. We ain't gonna talk about this. Boston Celtics. Nets. Boston Celtics. Kyrie played on both of these teams. The Celtics previously and the Nets now. The Celtics are known for their shooting. I think I saw them play against the Sixers earlier this year. Maybe Jason Tatum can shoot. Marcus Smart. Maybe Jaylen Brown. Derek White. And the list goes on. Al Horford had a great run with the Hawks as well. Earlier I mentioned Paul Millsap. New players from previous playoff teams usually are championship material. It's hard for me to predict the Celtics win. LaMarcus Aldridge and Andre Drummond were teammates on the Pistons before, I believe. Now they meet again in Brooklyn. I've never seen Ben Simmons play. He refused to play on the 76ers. I don't know if he has been playing towards the end of the season, and I don't know if he'll play in the playoffs. However, I heard that he's not that good, and in the 2K game, he's more like a power forward than a shooter. People say he's not good, but his name is always said. Patty Mills, Seth Curry, Kevin Durant, and Kyrie are the 4 shooters on his team. At first, I would say I'd be confused with this team because of the trade with the 76ers, but now that I've took a look at the roster, I'd have to say that this is the better team. So I say Celtics win in Game 6. Yeah. Grizzlies. Ja Morant has people thinking that he should have been the first draft pick instead of Zion Williamson. He has those Michael Jordan vibes for everyone. Maybe might be a championship contender team for the playoffs. Who knows? Timberwolves. Ricky Rubio left the Timberwolves to join Kevin Love on the Cavaliers since they had chemistry when they both were on the Timberwolves. D'Angelo is good. He's a good shooter. That left the Warriors to join the Timberwolves, which makes sense because Andrew Wiggins left the Timberwolves to join the Warriors. Patrick Beverley is a defensive player that left the Clippers to join the Timberwolves as well. I remember a Timberwolves team that beat the Warriors, but I don't remember the roster. If this roster can still beat the Warriors, then I think they can make it far in the playoffs. If a team can beat the Warriors or the Suns, then I can see them beating any other team on the West. Karl Anthony Towns is just another big man that can shoot. He's like the Black Valanciunas. Grizzlies dangerous. Grizzlies win in 6. Heat versus Raptors. I say Heat win in 6. Let's go to the West. Pelicans versus Mavericks. Mavericks win in 6. Bucks versus Celtics. Bucks win in 7. Nuggets versus Grizzlies. Grizzlies wins in 6. Heat versus Bucks. Phew, this was a tricky one for me, but I end up choosing that the Heat, they win in 6. Okay, so the Heat won the Eastern Conference championships, so they make the finals for the East. On the West, I say Mavericks versus Grizzlies. I said, okay, yeah, this one was also a hard decision because the Grizzlies been dominant this year. The Mavericks has also been great. And it might be hard for Luka Doncic. Ja Morant, I'm not sure. I don't think Ja Morant is the one that's been leading the team, especially if they're ranked so good this season. If Luka Doncic is not injured, the Grizzlies would probably take this win. If Ja Morant is injured, wait, I said not injured. If Luka Doncic is injured, the Grizzlies could take this win. But if Ja Morant is injured, the Grizzlies still might win. So, just from luck and just from guessing and hoping, based on what the Dallas been doing compared from the Grizzlies, it's a hard decision. But things are very unpredictable. Things are very unpredictable in the NBA. So I say Mavericks win in 7. Wait, no, the Mavericks win in 6, not 7. I don't think they could win in 7. Yeah. This is a very hard choice. So that leads us to the NBA Finals. Mavericks wins the West Conference. Heat wins the East Conference. I would say that this one was easy. But honestly, this one is also hard. I'm not a fan of the Mavericks. I'm not saying that they're the best team. But Dirk Nowitzki won a championship. And they haven't won a championship since them. I'm not saying that they could win another one. But I haven't really heard so much hype from the Heat, even though that they're the first rank. So since the most hype I've heard on the NBA been coming from the West Coast, if Grizzlies was in this position, I probably would easily say Grizzlies would win. The Grizzlies would obviously be a better game to watch. Or the Bucks and Grizzlies, or maybe even the Mavericks and the Bucks. So this leads me to my final decision. Please do a drum roll. I say the Mavericks win in 7. Z-Man, the Almighty One Productions. If you don't understand, then don't say a thing. Some said that.